What if I told you one of the biggest things that you could do for your mental health is something you can start doing today and it's free? What is it? Exercise. Now, before you click off and you're like, oh, it's just another guy telling me to get in the gym and exercise. Yes, I am telling you to start exercising, but there's reasons for it that I'm going to go into. Like, this is not just a gym bro telling you to do it. This is science and also experience. So I have 8 big reasons. So the first one is every time you go to the gym and you get a workout in, guess what? You are now stacking up wins. And a lot of the times, if you're dealing with depression or anxiety, one of the biggest things that will benefit you is stacking up wins. Now, where those wins lie doesn't really actually matter, but the gym is by far one of the easiest ways to stack up wins. All you gotta do is show up and try a little bit, and you automatically succeed. As long as you show up and work hard, you do succeed. That is succeeding in the gym. You're one step closer to achieving whatever fitness goals you have. So the gym is just such an easy way, like I said, to just start stacking up those wins. So the next one is it's a nice distraction just to get you out of your own head. Depression and anxiety, one of the biggest things with that is that you're just constantly in your own head. And if you can just get out of your own head for a little bit, it allows you so much peace. Genuinely, a few months ago, something happened in my life and I was like really upset for a little bit. And it was basically all I thought about for about a 24-hour period until I got to the gym. Like the second I got to the gym, I ran into someone I knew mid-workout, talked to them for about 10, 15 minutes, not even about what was bothering me, just had a nice conversation. That, along with getting a workout in, completely flipped my mood. Like it distracted me. Something I'll talk about later, got the endorphins flowing, and I truly just felt so much better. And that's something that anyone can do. Like it doesn't have to be going to the gym. You could just go for a run or something, or work out at your own home, and you can still get some of those same effects of just distracting yourself. If you're doing something difficult, like working out, it's really hard to also be thinking about something else. So the next one is exercise also just scientifically helps depression. There are multiple studies out there showing the benefits of exercise and how they can actually have, compared to some antidepressants, and for some people, have better effects than actually just going to take an antidepressant. So exercise has extremely strong effects on your body physiologically. So this isn't just, oh, it's distract your second W's. There's also just like true science behind this of like it actually just does make you feel better. Because I will always tell you, there are plenty of days where I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm tired, I'm dealing with something, whatever. Once I go to the gym, I always feel better afterwards. So the next one is, this one's more specifically for anxiety, because when you're dealing with anxiety, you're just basically overthinking one topic or issue, whatever it actually is, right? So if you go do some low level exercise, now what do I mean by that? If you're very fit, that might be a jog, but if you're not really in shape, it might just be going for a walk. And when you do that, I can assure you that it just allows you to think so much clearer. Like I know for me, my mind is like racing a lot of the time, but when I'm in like doing a low level steady state exercise, I find it so much easier to just focus and like logically think about whatever it is that I'm going through. Or like even sometimes for me, I'm just like brainstorming for things I need to do or whatever it is. But when you're doing that low level exercise, it becomes much easier and much clearer for you to think. Which if you're dealing with anxiety, being able to think clearly is like such a true benefit. So the next one is what I talked about earlier. It's those endorphins and those post-workout feelings. They just help you feel calmer, happier. You're just in a better state. And like, once again, this is not like some made up thing. Endorphins are real, and you just genuinely, there isn't really a better way to explain it than like you just genuinely feel better after your workouts. So the next one, and this is a huge one, is sleep. Sleep is one of the best natural ways to deal with any sort of mental health issue. And that is based in the fact that when you get a bad night's sleep, anytime I get a bad night's sleep, whatever I'm feeling the next day feels 10 times worse. No matter what it is, I just feel worse. So if you're already dealing with something that like maybe you'd be like, let's say we put a scale to depression and say you were like a 1 or 2 out of 10 normally, we 10x that let's say like just because of a bad night's sleep, now you might be at like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Like that's a much worse feeling. So just regularly trying your best to get good sleep, you will just always feel better. Sleep is such a true like gem and such a key to just feeling good in life that genuinely I truly believe like getting good sleep is such a pillar to honestly every aspect of your health. The next one is your diet. So genuinely, the saying like what you put in is what you get out, like that is so true when it comes to your diet. You want to be eating minimally processed foods. And a great example that I thought of for this is processed foods, in my mind, are like the equivalent of when you feed yourself processed foods, is like the equivalent of putting gas in your Tesla. Like, yes, it's a fuel source. The processed foods, just like gas, are a fuel source. But if you're driving a Tesla, the gas does nothing. That's an electric car. So that's honestly kind of what we do to our bodies by putting in these awful fuel sources that we're not giving our body the proper fuel it needs. So you want to be eating minimally processed foods. That's just typical whole foods, things that have little to no ingredients in them. Like if you don't understand what I mean by that, it's like if you go to the store, go try and find me the ingredients list for a tomato. There's none. It's just the tomato. Whereas when you start heading to Doritos, there's a laundry list of things in it, and like half of them you don't even know what they are. So you want to eat minimally processed. And obviously, this is the last one, but what I want to say is obviously these three major changes aren't gonna be a cure, but especially if you're someone who's like just going through a phase of your life where you're dealing with depression and anxiety, it's not something you deal with like truly on a daily basis, this might be able to get rid of it for you. And now if you are someone who deals with depression and anxiety on a daily basis, this is still going to help mitigate the intensity of what you're feeling. And if you can get those feelings down from, let's say, like a 7 out of 10 to like a 3 or 4 out of 10, that's a massive change. So no matter who you are or what you're dealing with, I truly think that these things can help you so much. And guess what? Most of these are free. And like, or maybe with the food one, I guess it's like a price change of going from these foods to these foods. But sleep and exercise can be free. So like these are not like all expensive things that you have to purchase and do this and that and that. No, it's free things that you can do. So that being said, I hope you can start using these to help fix your mental health and improve your mental health. And specifically, this was geared toward more towards depression and anxiety. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.